been angry in the past. City's FA Cup second half against Forest. Today, it's more frustration about what I've seen here.
An injury, another one to Zakaria. A 3-game ban for the new man, Joao Felix. And I'm afraid the Blues have been beaten again by 2 completely avoidable goals to 1. The derby spoils belong to Fulham.
A disappointing defeat then in the derby. I think we're all just sat here a little bit shocked as to how that second half has unfolded. But Quaker, it started so positively, less than almost a minute after the restart.
Yeah.
And when we get the equaliser.
A microcosm of our season. I couldn't believe that 15 to 20 minutes where Koulibaly, who struggled in the first half, gets on the score sheet, scrappy goal, gives us optimism and hope. And then Zakaria goes down injured, typical of our season. Our injury list is unprecedented. I've never seen that many injured players at Chelsea at one time. And then to top it all off, Joao Felix gets sent off. The man who's been the bright spark in the first half was given a difficult ball by Koulibaly and he lunges in. It is a red card. He doesn't intend to hurt the Fulham player, but he has to walk for that. And I just can't believe that's happened. And that's not even considering the fact that Fulham go on to score the goal. That seems almost secondary in terms of what's happened before it. I can't believe it. And like Jason said, frustration, because there were so many positive signs in the first half, but it's just, yeah, the way it's petered out. We're all sat here stunned. It's silence in the studio because I just can't believe what I saw in that second half. I mean,
watching the game, we were all speechless, weren't we? We just could not believe that had happened. And it's not even that, you know, he's got a red card. He was Chelsea's best player in that first half. But not only that, he misses Crystal Palace, Liverpool and Fulham, and we will not see Joao Felix back in action until the 11th of February. That's a long time. That's about a month away, Leonie.
I cannot believe it. We've only got him for 6 months as well. It's crazy. And I think, obviously, what makes it worse is how well he played before that point. And it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. And it's one of those games where, what can you do? It feels like, you said it just sums up Chelsea's season to a T. You know, get back in the game. You know, and then a red card, another injury, just everything. It feels like everything that could have gone wrong has.
Yeah, it just petered out, and it just cast my mind back. I was asking you guys about Chelsea have had seasons where it's been a bit turbulent, and we all remember 15, 16, and I can't work out if that's that season's more troubling or this season's more troubling. Ironic that Willian got on the score sheet for Fulham in this game. He was the one player that really showed up for us in that season. Yeah. Chelsea needs somebody to stand out for them. You can't put the blame on Graham Potter. Obviously, the pressure's going to be on the manager, but there needs to be a Chelsea player that stands up and is counted. And in this team, they're bereft of confidence, and there's a bit of unluckiness in there as well. And it's difficult for Chelsea at the moment.
You say that one player. Leonie, watching that first half, we probably would have said it sounds ridiculous because you'd want, you know, a few of the experienced players to maybe be the ones that. But Joao Felix looked like. I mean, albeit it was only 45 minutes and we've learned not to get too ahead of ourselves, evidently now, after this has happened, but it looked like he might have been the one to make all the difference. Yeah, well, he was the spark, wasn't he? He was the one that providing that much-needed energy that we've needed in these games. And you can't write this script, you really can't. It is Chelsea's season, isn't it? This is what keeps happening, and we couldn't have foreseen this, but on the same hand, I'm not surprised this has happened either. It's a real shame, and I think, you know, we have got experienced players that we can look to, but it was nice to see this fresh set of legs come in, real, like, spark of energy, and now we're not going to see him for a month. It's just, I actually can't believe it. But we have a game, you know, not too far away now, only in a few days' time, Crystal Palace at home, Kwaku. How do we look at that game now? You know, the players will be down. They'll be really feeling that because they'll have felt like they put in a performance today that was definitely shouldn't have lost. We didn't deserve to lose tonight, I don't think. So how are they going to be feeling going into that Palace game, which is now an even bigger game than perhaps we thought this one was? Yeah, it's a huge game. It's about how Potter can pick these players up because, like you said, the first half performance
probably didn't warrant a loss. A draw probably would have been a fair result in this game. But that's football. If you don't create chances and you don't take your chances, and you always leave the door open for the opposition to go and win the game, and that's what's happened against Fulham, who are a very good team. Let's not take anything away from them. They are a team that are going to challenge for European places this season, and they were without their best player in Alexander Mitrovic. We have to remember that the game on the weekend against Palace, we're going to be remembering Gianfranco Zola. I reckon that's going to be enough motivation for the players to pick themselves back up. It's a great reason to go out there and kind of put your best foot forward. But it's difficult for Chelsea right now. We have to be completely honest. We want to sit here and be positive, but it's difficult. The club is in a tough place on the pitch, and it's now on Graham Potter to lift these players, and we go again, and we'll always try and go again. We've got the experienced players in the squad to lift the younger players up, and we're going to have to lean on that experience going into the game on the weekend.
Yeah, Leonie, today it was, 2 mistakes that led to 2 goals and a mistake that led to a red card that left us down to 10 men. But does Graham Potter, obviously Zakaria out injured, he now doesn't have João Felix to rely on either. Do you think Graham Potter sticks with the formation he's played and the personnel, obviously barring those 2 players? Because it was a better performance than what we've seen from Chelsea in the last 2 games.
That first 24 minutes, I haven't seen you smile like that for a while. So I think we have to take the positives from this game. We really do. Because, we had a look at the formation to begin with. We weren't quite sure with the back 3.
Yeah.
But, you look at, again, Lewis Hall. He made his mistake. He's come back and thought he had a really positive second half. I just think we have the players, and if we go into Palace in that kind of formation, it does work. But like Kwaku said, it's a mentality thing as well.
Yeah.
We've really got to pick ourselves up. We're at home. We've got our fans behind us. It's, tributes to Vialli as well. So it's almost the game where you want to see the fight. You want to see the self-belief, because we can do it. We know we can do it.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate today, but let's pick ourselves up.
Yeah, do you expect Graham Potter to stick to that 3? Chelsea looked defensively questionable. Is that a fair word of putting it at times at the back? We're so used to Trevor Chalobah putting in brilliant performances, looking solid. He looked a little bit off it against Fulham today, didn't he? Yeah,
well, it'll be interesting to see how Potter lines up against Palace on the weekend, but he is also beholden to injuries. It's a mismatch of the squad. Another injury that affects the way he sets up the side.
To a key player as well.
Exactly.
Zakaria's been so impressive.
He's now established himself as a starter to the side, and you saw how devastated he was when he came off, because it looks like it's going to be out for a little while. João Felix getting the red card. So there's going to be a switch in formation in terms of the way that Potter sets us up, just because we have got so many injuries and now suspensions. 3 at the back did work. It looked like we were building quite well, but the second half, it kind of just fell apart for various reasons. So it's anybody's guess as to how Graham Potter sets us up, but I wouldn't be opposed to seeing 3 at the back, because, like I said, there was flashes of good play in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's have a look then what's coming up on the 5th Stand app. It's Matchday live from 12:20. Chelsea against Crystal Palace. As Leonie says, there will be tributes to Gianluca Vialli and what's set to be a very, very special day at Stamford Bridge on Sunday. Join the Matchday Live team from 12:20. Before we go, Leonie, Kwaku, one word sum up.
I think Jason summed it up, frustration today.
Kwaku?
Sad.
I think that just sums up how we're feeling in the Matchday Live studio. Leonie, Kwaku, thank you so much. We will see you for Matchday Live, Chelsea against Crystal Palace on Sunday. And a little bit of good news, the next time we see João Felix play, he'll be playing next to Reece James. Goodbye.